Hello, and I'd like to take this time to say Merry Christmas. This is the last video in the hop that we've done for the 12 Days of Christmas with Country Craft Creations. So just a reminder, if you did order product from countrycraftcreations.com during the 12 days, you will receive a yellow ticket. It's a lottery ticket, not a lottery ticket. It's a drawing ticket. We'll be drawing for $100 in scrapbook supplies from Country Craft Creations. So hold on to your tickets. The last ones went out in orders, are going out tomorrow. So the drawing will be on the 17th. So you're going to have to work with me on this one. I kind of messed up and missed my day 6. I was supposed to do day 6. We're actually going to be making, and I just have the prototype. It's the a Christmas bag for gifts. So we're kind of making this from scratch together. Since I don't have one to show you, I used it for a gift and forgot I needed it for a video. So for my bag, I'm going to be using, of course, the wonderful Carta Bella Christmas. And one reason, I've been told the texture paper isn't heavier, but I really feel it is. But I do like the Carta Bella Christmas, so I'm going to be using it for our bag. To get started, you want 2 pieces of 12 by 12 cardstock. We don't even have to cut it for our bags. And we're going to start. Let me see if I can get in the camera a little bit better. Okay, so you can see my score marks. We're going to start by scoring. On one side, we score at 2 inches. One side, we score at 9. Now, one thing I want you to be really aware of is this 2-inch piece. This 2-inch piece becomes our fold over. So we need to watch that piece. Then you're going to turn your 12 by 12 cardstock, and you want to score at 3 and 9. And for me, I'm just going to go back over because I am using the Artisan cardstock. And the Artisan, you have to score a little bit harder. Now we're doing both pieces identical too. So really easy to remember, 9. And if you need a gift bag in a pinch, you can use your pattern paper with this. It just won't be as heavy. Then 3 and 9 on the opposite side. If you need a bag really quick and you don't want to run up to the store, you're going to be making these, trust me. They're awesome to have, even if you want to just pre-score and then set them away for next year with your 12 by 12 Christmas papers, you can do that. So I'm going to start by just burnishing these fold lines basically all the way around. There's 4 of them on the first half of our bag. A couple of other things that I've done is I have lightweight chipboard cereal box, back of a paper pad, or we do sell the lightweight chipboard at Country Craft Creations by the sheet. I cut a piece that's going to go on the bottom because you can make these bags heavy enough to hold your handmade projects like your mini albums or whatever you're going to be giving to the neighbors or your friends, treats. It will hold a lot as long as you're using a heavier cardstock. So this is my second sheet. And also keep in mind that 2-inch score line that we did. That's got to be at the top. Always at the top. Okay, our first piece, really simple. I'm just kind of loosening up my folds gently because the Artisan cardstock is so nice and firm. See these squares? We're going to cut them out. You are only going to be cutting 1. That's our first one. Your second piece. This is my 12-inch at the top. 12 inches right here. Okay. We are going to split this. Now, I like to cut first on one side of my score line because I want to get rid of that mountain in the middle. And I'm going to take just barely a little bit on this side. That's all we're going to do to this piece. I'm going to repeat on the opposite side on the 2-inch flap at the top. Trust me, once you learn to make these, and I did show how to make these over on Authentique a couple of years ago, you won't buy bags anymore. Unless they're like really cheap though. Come on, we all have our, clearance bin favorites. We love that. We love those. So the next thing you're going to do I want to show you somewhat how our box is going to come together. Sorry, I had to check on the dogs. Now on the bottom here, this is the piece that we cut our side flaps. So now we're going to cut straight up. Straight up. Now you can see our bag is taking shape. So what's going to happen here, we're going to first mat. It's easier to mat. Everything's going to kind of slide together. So let's start with this piece. And I'm going to burnish this up really well. And then I cut a piece. Oh, let me show you too. There's kind of a trick. So if you fold, when you're doing things like this and you're cutting corners away, fold up that piece and fold your score lines back, and then you're going to see if anything sticks over the edge. Mine does. And you don't want that. So go ahead and trim it so now it's nice and flush. And we can do that with both sides. See, that one's great. But that's what I do to make sure things aren't extended where they don't belong, because you don't want that. So we're going to fold this inwards. And I'm going to adhere this. Now, this isn't a necessary. You don't have to do this. You can also just use another piece of cardstock, or if your bag's not going to be anything heavy, you don't have to. Oh goodness, it's during the day, so yes, it's kind of like Grand Central Station. So we are going to go ahead and glue this right to the bottom. I had everything ready. And of course the glue doesn't want to work. Okay, Wilbur, what's the problem here? Wilbur's just going a little crazy on me. So we have that done. Then we're going to flip this over. And what we want to do is kind of mark your box. So if you're like me and you completely mess up, going like this, and this is going to fold over, what you need to mat, not mat, you can mark it with an X. So basically though, we are going to mat this whole front piece. This piece, we only have to mat this piece because these are going to be tucked under. So you want to cut two sheets or two pieces of 5 7/8 by 6 7/8 cardstock that we're going to mat with. And I've chosen these two. And what's going to happen is I like to put mine all the way. You don't have to. We are going to adhere this down, but that just gives extra strength into where your handles are going, because our handles are going there. And then we'll have our little pieces for there. Really makes it pretty. I'll have to cut this down a little bit, but that's okay because I'll cut it down to the frame, and that's going to go in the front of my bag. Cute, isn't it? And then I cut from the sheet of tags. There's a whole sheet of tags on Christmas, and they are great to use on your projects, your gifts. I'm not inking the edges. I'm sorry, that's Wilbur you're hearing running crazy. At least he does entertain himself. So 5 7/8 by 6 7/8, because your bag here is 7 inches. Now the sides are 6 7/8 for your matting by 2 7/8. So we're going to mat this whole piece here first. And I didn't have enough of the floral, so I thought the snowflakes looked really great. And if you have an album that you've made with this paper or some other project, then this bag's great accompaniment. I mean, anything if you do it in the matching pattern cardstock makes your gift just that much more elegant looking and more, well, they're not going to get that in the store, let me tell you. It's going to be quite unique, something that they'll definitely keep. And you can reuse these if you make them this strong like I'm doing. Okay, we can go ahead and now fold this over. We're not going to attach it yet, and you'll see why. Because actually it will be glued down. But let's go ahead and put our pieces on. Now I cut mine at 5 7/8 by 1 3/4, and the end pieces, they are 1 3/4 by 2 7/8. You actually are going to need 4. No, this is correct. That's all we should need. Sorry, I just need to turn that heater off. If it gets hot, it gets cold. If it gets hot, it gets cold. Tools. This has been a really fun hop to watch all the designers of Country Craft Creations and what they're creating. And I hoped it really helped you with some of your gift giving and to also take the stress out. And if you follow me on YouTube, I did the December weekly, and on Sunday, December 16th, I can't believe I'm saying December 16th already, I'll be doing the video of my first 2 weeks, how I've added the photos, and I will just be doing a video with you to show you what I've done. Okay, this one is now finished, and this little guy. So we're going to go ahead and we can mat here. We don't need to mat these. We don't need to mat these. And this is going to be the outside bottom. So if you want to mat it right now, it's easier. And 2 7/8 by 5 7/8. Because what happens is, that's going to be the outside. Just making sure. So I'll go ahead and use the snowflakes. Let's go ahead and mat that. So the bottom not only is going to be extra strong, but it still will look nice and finished. Now, this needs to fold over the top, just like we did before, and really burnish it well, because it's going to be attached down. Now, you do need one piece for here at 1 3/4 by the 5 7/8. Well, you can go 5 3/4 if you want more border on those ends. And that's our second piece of 5 7/8, 5, 6 7/8. Around the edges first. That glue down so it doesn't ooze out. Just like that, we almost have a gift bag. So we're going to burnish these ends up. This is that second piece we did. Now we're going to attach them with adhesive. You can use any adhesive you like. We're going to bring that up just like a box. So push it down. There we go. You want it to be level at the top. So when you're pushing down on your work surface, see, it'll just naturally push that down to where it belongs. And this is the second piece, the one either you've put nothing on or you've put your cardstock on. This is what I use my lightweight chipboard on. And now the piece with the bottom already on there, we're going to just set this on top. And it will be a perfect fit. Now, I don't line the inside of the bag. If I was going to line the inside of the bag, I would do this more like a box per se. I mean, it definitely would be something that would also be nice and super heavy, but we're not going to. So we're going to now put our bag together, and then what's going to happen here is, see these flaps? They're actually going to come inside there, like so. So as you can see, it's better if we put, here, let's open this up. So I know it's kind of hard in the camera. Let's open this up. And we're actually going to wrap. Let me show you again. So you're going to open this now. So this is in the inside. Going to bring your sides together. We are going to glue them, and then we're going to put that side down. That's not going to work as well as I'd hope. There we go. Don't have it all the way up. Just to there. That's not going to work either, so we're not going to do it that way. This paper is too heavy. Okay. So I'm going to actually slide it. I was trying to see if I could do it a little bit easier for you guys, but I can't. So we're going to have to bring it backwards and slide it in, but the glue will be on the top, like so. So we have to kind of do this all in one. Fold this back. And I don't want to cut that, but you could cut this. If we cut this here, I don't want to, but you can. So let's just go ahead and put this down. And I wanted to slide it in. You know, I was going to slide it in, but I'm not. We're just going to lay that on top. That makes more sense. Instead of trying to make this harder than it is. You know what? It looks, yeah, it looks just as great. I was just trying to be too over OCD. Sorry. No sense in that. But it does make it nice and super strong. Sorry, mine was off. There we go. Now on this piece, I'm just going to get under there with my adhesive and I'm going to glue it down. So if, you know, we really could have glued this down first. We always live and learn, but I really do like it better when it goes inside of there because then that wraps around the edge. See where this one didn't? Definitely close from that. So let's do it. I do want it. I want that edge there. It just looks so much neater. So adhesive here, you can do it either way. And then adhesive needs to go on this top piece. See, it's going to go this way. So it's going to be a little, there we go, configuring mess there. Much better. Actually, that wasn't hard at all. I was just making it harder. Sometimes we do that. But see how that wraps now on there? I like it better. More adhesive. Get my glue in there. And actually, that's down pretty tight. You don't, no, we don't even have to glue it. It's going to stay just fine. Hi, sorry. He'd get, you know what, our neighbor, we have community mailboxes. Because our houses are so far apart, the mailman, when they build out where I live, was not used to having new houses out here. It was all country. So when the neighbors go to the community mailbox, one dog barks and it scares Wilbur because he's like, Mommy, there's a stranger. He don't like it. Okay, 6 inches. And I'm going to set, if you have the Crop-A-Dile, this is great. I'm going to use a thinner string. So it also depends. I'm just using this black one. And you want to, like I said, it just depends on how thick your string is for the handle. If you're going to use a cording or something like that. So I'm going to go smaller. And I only want to go in about 1/2 inch from the top. But I am going to measure for this so my handles aren't, you know, all funny and wonky. And I want to have my handles at 1 1/2 on each side. And you can place yours anywhere you like, of course. But I'm going to go 1 1/2. Just make a mark. Even if it's not exactly, I can then erase it. I'm going to use my smaller one, 1/2 inch in, and 1 1/2 inch from the side. That one looks further. That's because that's 1 1/4. Okay, we'll do 1 1/4. So you want your back to be the exact same. Or your front, whichever is going to be your back or your front. You can feel now how nice and sturdy this box is. I call it a box. It's supposed to be a bag. But if you do use this heavier cardstock like I'm using, it kind of does make it into a box. You can make birthday bags. Gosh, anything. So that's going to be my back because of where I didn't attach. Now see how nice and finished it looks like, complete piece on that one side. So let's just put our ribbon in, and you can use, of course, any size you want. This is about, let me tell you how long, because this is what I'm going to do. 12. So mine's about 22 inches. Now you can either tie, you know, the knots there. You can do it on each individual one. Or you can just tie it in the center, which I like better because then it doesn't go through the holes. And then, might have like, so I'll do the next one. I'll make sure I'm in camera. I'm sorry, I wasn't paying attention. So now it's all the way across the back and it's not going to go through the holes. So let's do this again, making sure I am in camera this time. So first we're going to put each end through. This is 22 inches. Now before, first get it tied. I'm not going to pull it or tie it tight in case I need to undo it. I'll show you why. So you want your handles to be about the same. There we go. Then after you're confident that they're the same, Wilbur, no, 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 no. Then we have our handles, and you could put a piece of anything over that you like, but I'll be stuffing tissue. So my Merry Christmas, and that's the back, this is going to be the front. So I'm going to cut this down to fit down to the red. You don't even have to really decorate the bags, but oh, for Christmas, you do have to, though. Use your stickers that are left over, make bows. Oh my gosh, all kinds of cute things. I'm going to actually leave that plaid there at the bottom with that holly. You can see how strong it is because I'm pushing on it. I'm pushing even harder, of course, with my hand in there. Pretty nice gift bag, I would say. And next is this cute little tag from the collection. And I need to get another piece of ribbon. Just going to cut a smaller piece here. Again, I just used the small hole. And we always have at least a few sheets of cardstock from our projects. And if you're giving a gift, I'll tell you, you're going to love making these for your gifts. So I want to grab something that we made on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations. And even though this is a gift in itself, we made the box on our Wednesday remake on Scrapbookers. But, oh, that's going to be too big. Let me grab the album I made. So on our Facebook group, Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, we made this darling trifold folio for Christmas. And this is what my neighbors are actually going to be getting this year because it's quick. You could make 3 of these in one day. I used the Gravik 45 tags and matching ribbon, and now I'll be able to put it in the matching bag. Some tissue paper around it, and it's okay that it sticks out because it looks really nice. And then I can write on the tag who it's for. And gosh, I'm going to keep this one. And that, my friends, is the last of our 12 Days of Christmas hop with Country Craft Creations. And everything I use you can purchase on countrycraftcreations.com. And I hope you enjoyed this hop. And I hope that you have subscribed to all of our design team members because they post constantly free projects, mini albums, gifts, just, oh my gosh, it's endless to keep your mind just busy crafting this holiday season and all year long too. Excuse me. Thank you for joining me. And if you are on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations, be sure to show us your finished project. And if you're not on Scrapbookers of Country Craft Creations on Facebook, please be sure to join us. We do live tutorials on Monday and Wednesday afternoon, and also on Authentic Paper Company's Facebook page. So I hope to see you on one of those tutorials, and Merry Christmas to everyone.